we have officially hit 3,000 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough for continuing to support the channel and for subscribing and sharing the videos. This is truly a dream come true for me, for a dream that I didn't even know that I had. And to celebrate, today I'm going to be doing a special Q&A video. I asked you guys to submit your burning questions here on the YouTube channel, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So I'm going to be going through each one of those questions as I do the Beehive Basin Trail here outside of Big Sky, Montana. So let's go. I'll put a table of contents on the screen right now of each question that I'm going to answer and the time that I am hitting that question. So if there's something particular that you want to know, you can just jump straight to that time mark. We're going to climb almost 2,000 feet in elevation over the next 3.5 miles up the mountain. I'm already getting winded. I'm not even a full mile in yet. And then we'll have 3.5 miles back down the mountain. It started to rain on me a little bit as soon as I started the trail. And I just met some hikers coming down that said it's actually snowing at the top of the mountain. So we're really putting my little Florida bones to the test on this trail. So the first question here is, how do you deal with escalated clients when they try to debate your policies? And to put it very simply, I do not tolerate anyone debating my policies. I have each and every client sign a terms of service agreement before we will even schedule the meet and greet. That way they know each one of our policies before we waste anybody's time. And if they don't agree with any of our policies, we just simply refer them out to a different company. We have our policies for a reason, and we have to hold clients to them. So the next question is, what was your first experience as a kid or teen or whatever that made you want to do this? And actually, when I was in 6th grade, my neighbors across the street had this yellow lab that I was absolutely in love with. And they used to travel a lot. So they paid me as just like the neighborhood kid to come over and pet sit for them anytime they went away for the weekend. And it really opened my eyes to the possibility of being a small business owner and working with animals and just how cool that could be, you know, as a 6th grader. And then my freshman year in college is, if you guys haven't heard my whole origin story, my freshman year in college, I was working a retail job and hated it and ended up getting fired from that job. And then I really wanted a dog of my own, but I couldn't afford a dog of my own. And I needed money because I'd been fired from my job. So I made up these flyers that said, Doug the dog guy, give me $20. I just want to hang out with your dog. It was super rudimentary. I did no research. I didn't know anything about anything. I just made these flyers on Microsoft Word, printed them out on my home printer, and passed them out in class, at college, and in my neighborhood. And within 11 months, I was making a full-time living as a pet sitter, and that's when I started hiring. And then now fast forward a decade later, here we are. All right, we're about 1.5 miles into the trail so far. We've climbed about 700 feet in elevation from the trailhead, and we are getting to our first patches of snow. It's honestly so weird to see snow right now because it's literally June 24th, and it's like 90-something degrees back at home where I'm from. All right, so the next question is, how do you deal with pets with depression while the family is away? And what I want to say about this is that you should always do a meet and greet and then several drop-in visits or dog walks before your client leaves town. That way you can really start to form a bond and relationship with the pets while their family is still in town. And then another thing that I would suggest is asking the clients what the pet's favorite treats are and what their favorite games are, what their favorite hiking paths are, all of that kind of stuff. That way you can really just amp up the experience and make sure you're doing everything in your power to keep the pets as happy as possible. But something else that you want to remember as a pet sitter is that a pet will probably never be truly as comfortable with you as they will be with their family. So you should expect a little bit of anxiety from a lot of pets. You should expect them to maybe be a little bit picky with their food and that kind of stuff on the first day. And I warn my clients of that ahead of time, just so that they know this is normal behavior. It's what we expect. We're going to do everything that we can to work around that and to make the pets as comfortable as possible. But you know, they're never going to truly feel the same with us as they would with their parents. And check out this. I mean, this is just incredible. I mean, this is one of the most beautiful hikes I have ever done. I'm so glad I decided to film this video on this particular hike. It's incredible. But I just met some people coming down the mountain that said that it is now sleeting and hailing up at the top. So hopefully we will make it to the top, but maybe not. We'll make it as far as we can. All right, so the next question is, what is a funny or interesting story about a dog that you have watched? And I gotta tell you, I have cared for literally over 1,000 different animals over the decade, and I have more stories than I can count. I've shared a lot of my favorite stories here on the YouTube channel already, but one that I have not shared that is one of my all-time favorite funny stories is I used to walk these two standard poodles, and a couple of years ago we were out for a walk, and one of the poodles had apparently eaten a sock, and he was notorious for just being nervous and scared around different things. And as he was pooping out the sock, it got stuck, and he was terrified and was like trying to jump away from it. So I had to put a poop bag on my hand, and I'm like trying to pull it out. And as I am trying to do that, he spots a chicken wing on the sidewalk. So I'm literally like standing on his leash while trying to pull a sock out of his butt as he is trying to lunge towards a chicken wing. I mean, it was hilarious. All right, next question is, how do I ensure payment before the services begin? And this one's honestly really easy. You just put it in your terms of service agreement and you hold your clients to it. So in our terms of service agreement, it specifically says that your services are not confirmed. And that's why you don't film while walking through snow. We specifically say in our terms of service agreement that your services are not confirmed until payment has been sufficed. And if the time rolls around for your scheduled service and you have not made payment, then we are not coming. I feel like I mentioned this in so many of my YouTube videos, but if you are not getting payment ahead of time, you've got to fix that. You need to get payment before the services, no questions asked. The same person that asked that question also asked what software I recommend, and I highly recommend Time to Pet. I have used Time to Pet myself for several years now. I have demoed just about every software you can name in the pet sitting and dog walking world, and Time to Pet is by far the best. And I actually have a referral code where if you go to timetopet.com/Doug, you can get 50% off of your first 4 months. All right, guys, we have officially made it to the end of the trail. I'm sitting here having a snack at this beautiful lake surrounded by the snow. It is incredible. It's only been a few minutes for you guys here in the video, but it's been over 2 hours for me. And we're about to start heading back. All right, so the hard part is over and we are now heading back downhill so I can breathe a little bit easier. But my phone is down to 40% battery, so I'm only gonna do a couple more questions for this video, and then I may do a part 2 because there's still a lot more questions that you guys sent in that I have not gotten to yet. But the next question is one of my favorites that I got, and that is, where do you see the Doug the Dog Guy brand in a year? And I love this question because I had no plans to ever create this Doug the Dog Guy brand. It just kind of came about from me posting these YouTube videos a couple of years ago, and it's kind of grown and evolved. And you guys know I just put out my first course, and I am doing some coaching and consulting work with other pet care businesses. And as we move forward, my plan is to basically split the Doug the Dog Guy brand into two halves. One half will be all of the coaching, consulting, YouTube videos, some more courses coming in the future. I'm working on actually 2 books right now that will be coming out soon. So that will be one half of the Doug the Dog Guy brand. And then the other half is I'm actually currently working on pulling my long distance pet transportation services and my specialty traveling pet sitting out of Bad to the Bone and putting those into Doug the Dog Guy. So then that way, Bad to the Bone will just be my primary team of pet sitters and dog walkers servicing Northeast and Central Florida. And then all of this other like specialty stuff and the traveling stuff, all of that will be separate as Doug the Dog Guy. But on that note, I would love for you guys to drop a comment down below and let me know what you would like to see out of the Doug the Dog Guy brand. On the traveling pet care and long distance pet transportation side of things, I really want the focus to be working with other pet sitters, other existing pet sitting and dog walking businesses across the country. So if you are a pet sitter watching this video, which I'm sure you are a pet sitter if you're watching this video, and if you have clients that need help with live-in style service or need help with long distance pet transportation, and that's something that you cannot accommodate yourself, please contact me. You can email me directly at doug@badtothebonepetcare.com, and I'm very flexible about this kind of stuff. So if you live somewhere cool and you need help with your clients, contact me and I may be able to fly out to you and help, and I may even be able to split the daily rate with you or pay you a finder's fee. I'm pretty flexible. We can talk about all of that. Check this out, guys. The bad weather has officially cleared up. We have a perfect view of Lone Peak here. Man, life is good. If you're interested in doing one-on-one coaching with me, or if you're interested in my hiring course or any of the other stuff that I have coming, you can go to dougthedogguy.co and you can see what I have available on there. And then you can also sign up for my weekly email newsletter there. I send out an email every Friday just talking about different tips and tricks and my experiences as a pet business owner. All right, and to round this video out, the last question that I'm going to hit is, where are your marketing dollars best spent? And this really comes down to what your goal is. You have to think about who your ideal client is, and you have to think about what type of services you are offering, and a lot of other considerations like that. I talk about this side of things in my marketing video. You guys go watch that video if you haven't seen it already. But to give you some really generic advice, I would say that generally speaking, your marketing dollars are best spent with building relationships, both with your existing clients and with other businesses in the community. And what I mean by that is set aside a certain percentage of your budget every month to be able to incentivize clients referring you to others. The way that we do that is we say that every referral that books services with us will give both of you a free dog walk. That's one way to go about it. And then on building relationships with other businesses, go buy some donuts or some flowers or some coffee and make some flyers for your services, and then go to every doggy boutique, every groomer, every veterinarian, every leasing office, every HOA, all that kind of stuff, wherever your ideal client is, and give them flyers with a little gift to really wow them and make you stand out. Get to know them, build a relationship with them, and make sure that you stay front of mind with them when people talk to them about needing pet care. But again, it's really going to depend on what type of client you are trying to attract, what type of services you are offering, what area you are in, what your competition is like. I mean, if you really want to get into the weeds with all of that, go watch my marketing video and then book a coaching session with me, and I can help you do your market research and help you come up with a marketing plan that is sure to win. And that's where I'm going to end this video. Stay tuned for part 2. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And comment what other questions you guys have down in the comments below, and I may be able to include those in part 2 as well. And I also just remembered that not only is this video celebrating 3,000 subscribers, but this is also going to be my 200th video on the channel. So we're just hitting all kinds of milestones around here. I appreciate you guys so much. Like I said at the beginning, this is just truly a dream come true for me, for a dream that I didn't even know that I had. And I would love to know what you guys want to see out of the Doug the Dog Guy channel and brand in the future. I appreciate you guys, and I am Doug the Dog Guy, reminding you to stay positive.